Hey everybody, Daryl and Hollow Exquisite Exotics here. Today's video is a tips video for if you have a snake that just refuses to eat for you. So we've had animals that go off of food for 3-4 months. You know, it happens, especially males during the breeding season. Typically for the males, you know, we watch their weight during the breeding season. If it gets too low, we'll stop them breeding. We had to do that this season actually just because a male just refused to eat and was losing too much weight. So these things happen, not too bad. But occasionally, and we've had this happen, you get a snake that just won't eat. We had a male who actually didn't breed even last season for us. He gave him a year off anyway, because we just didn't need him, really, was the reason. And he went off food and just wouldn't eat, and wouldn't eat, and wouldn't eat.
He kept losing weight.
And he kept losing weight for 8 months. 8 months he didn't eat, which was the longest we've ever had one not eat. And it got to the point where his weight was getting concerning. So we were getting ready to take him to the vet. We had just talked about, like, hey, let's go ahead and make a vet appointment. We're gonna try. We tried force feeding him once, and we don't recommend that unless you've had somebody show you how to do it. But we did. We force fed him one time, and
even after that, he didn't take.
Even after that, we didn't want to keep force feeding him, so we were going to take him to a vet. We're hoping that maybe getting something in his stomach would get him eating again. It didn't do anything. Other than make him mad, as any snake does if you try to force feed them. So we decided, you know what, we're going to make a vet appointment, take him to the vet. At the exact same time, within probably a day and a half, we saw a video from Mutation Creation about a product called Da Vinci Bella. I'll get closer so you can see
Look at this tiny little bottle. Can I?
Yeah. Did it focus?
There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
So, if you search, you can probably find that video too. If you search for them, you can find them on Facebook. And supposedly Billy was having really good results with getting snakes that wouldn't eat to start eating using it. So we're like, you know what, before we do the vet visit, let's give this a try and see what happens, because, Billy's got a huge collection and we trust, his information. And he said he was having good results. So it's kind of one of those miracle snake oil cures, but why not? Let's give it a try. Somebody big has already used it a lot. At that time, I think he was getting replacement bottles for his big bottles, so he'd already used a bunch of it. Yes, that was
the video that it was.
Yep.
It was, he just got an order in.
Yeah, exactly. So we were like, you know what? He's used it a while, and he's seen good results. Let's give it a try. So we, basically, you're supposed to give it to your snake once,
Is it a fortnight? Once every other week?
I forget what the instructions in the bottle say.
Hold on. I have the bottle. Mix with food or inject dead feeder formula, or
give daily as needed as a supplement. But there are instructions that
to give it just straight up.
Yeah, to give it once a month. So we started doing it. I think we were doing it every other day or every 3 days.
We only did it twice.
Yeah, I think we didn't do it every single day, but it was either every other or every 3. We gave it to him twice. Basically, we don't have a snake. We would show you how to do it, but we don't have one now that
we're not going to pull him out actually, just because it's still kind of fresh. He's still a little bit lower weight.
Yeah,
compared to what we want, we're leaving him kind of not in quarantine, of course, but
stress free.
Stress free. That's a great way to put it. So we're not going to pull him out right now and kind of show him off or anything.
So we gave it to him twice. We don't have a snake we can give it to right now, so I can't show you how to do it. But basically, you use a pipette. You put it down their throat and you hold them straight and you slowly squeeze it in. What I will say is if you search for them, you'll find some great videos. Go to their Facebook page. They have some links to some videos showing you how to do it too.
So we'll definitely record if we have to do it again for an animal.
Yeah,
if we wanted to try this out and see what we even thought before we even mention it, kind of thing. Yeah.
So anyway, you can find out how to do it through their videos. Take a look. It's really not that hard to do. You need 2 people. I would say maybe you could do it with 1, but it's hard because you got to keep the snake's throat straight. And anyway, so we did it twice. I would like to point out that this was also our only snake that would only eat live ASFs. Literally the only one. He wouldn't take anything else. He wouldn't take mice. Wouldn't take rats at all. Live, frozen. It didn't matter. Wouldn't take frozen ASFs. Only live ASFs. The only thing he would eat. So we gave it to him twice. During that time, we were still trying to offer him food, but we decided, you know what? Billy also said he had some really good luck at getting ASF eaters over to rats. So we're like, what the heck? We'll just start offering him some live rats and see what happens. After those 2 times, the first attempt to feed him afterwards, he took a live rat. He's never eaten a live rat. Ever. Ever. The next week, live rat. Next week, live rat. Now, we did start him with a smaller one. We started him with weaned because he had lost so much weight. I think we did weaned for like 2 weeks and then switched him back up to smalls. And he took, and he took, and he took, and he took.
And now his feeding response is Daryl has to lean back.
Yeah, like now he'll lunge out of the cage for food. And this is a snake that has been a finicky eater since we've had him. And we've had him for 3 years now. More than 3 years, probably. Three and a half.
Since he was probably our first male, I think we ever even bought. It was between.
It was the male.
Between one of three. And I can't remember. It was in 2017, I think.
Yeah.
So we're talking 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's been a finicky eater ever since we got him. When we first got him, I think he didn't eat for like 4 months when we like first got him. And he's always been a finicky eater.
Which we didn't stress then because, transporting reptiles, if your animal doesn't eat immediately upon getting them, it's okay,
And if they're maintaining their weight. That's really, as long as they're maintaining their weight. And
That's why they say that 1,000-gram wall, because they get that wall, they sometimes go off food a little bit, and then they still maintain that 1,000 grams that they're at. They don't lose. So, he was that way. We didn't really worry about that. And he went off food another time, too.
Yeah, he's went off food a bunch of times.
A couple months, and we were like, okay, bud, when are you going to eat? But he never lost weight.
Never lost a concerning amount of weight, put it that way. But this got concerning. So, anyway, if you have a snake that has lost, I'm not going to say don't use this if your snake has refused a meal. Don't use this, and I'm going ball pythons when I say snake. Don't use this if your ball python has refused a month worth of meals. Use this when you have...
Don't give this to your breeding female that has gone off food.
He's gone off food because she's about to lay clutch eggs. Right. Another great example. Use this for a snake who is refusing food. This is our opinion, right? Everybody, other people might say that they use it for their males that go off food for breeding season. That's not what we're using it for, at least right now. But we used it as a medical tool. Something that if you have a snake that's losing a lot of weight and just refusing to eat, you have something in your pocket before you do the vet visit. Don't take them to the vet. It's just something to try before you go to a vet. Because we all know vets are expensive. They can be. To go take your animal to the vet. And if your animal needs it, you should do that. We just took 2 to the vet this week. It happens. Like, we had 2 that had teeth issues that we were like, you know what, we're just going to take them to the vet, have them looked at. Ended up being nothing important. One got
the one was like, oh, she must have banged her head on the side of the crate because it's just a little bump. And I'm like, really?
And the other one got some. One got some antibiotics for an infection in her jaw. So it happens. We have snakes that get. If you have
over 100 animals, like we do, or at least 100 snakes, like we do. We have way more than that when you're counting geckos, but you have over 100 snakes.
Eventually you're going to have to do vet visits. Imagine a family
of 5. Somebody's getting sick throughout the year, right? Yeah, it's going to happen. Something happens.
Vet visits happen.
And they're not cheap, especially with exotic animals.
And it's hard to find good exotic vets too. So, but this is not like an don't take your animal to the vet. Please take your animal to the vet if it needs it. But this is just another tool to try before that vet visit, is what I would say.
I will also point out, you mentioned vets are expensive. This was not cheap.
It's true.
This was not cheap. I kind of wish there was a toy at the bottom of the cereal box on this one because this was so expensive. But seeing that result, it is worth the money. I don't remember how much we paid for this size.
I think this size was like $80-ish. I think there's a smaller size too. So if you have only a couple snakes or you want to give it a smaller try, get the smaller bottle. For us, we trusted Billy's advice that it was going to work, and also we have a lot of snakes. If you only have a couple, don't get a bottle this big.
Now, granted, his refill was a big one too. Again, he has way more than
he had bigger bottles than this. But
the point is, we got the, I guess you can call it normal size, average size that they
maybe
make.
I don't know what average.
What is it? 3 ounces?
100 milliliters.
Oh, okay, it says 100 milliliters.
Anyway, so just if you have a snake not eating, we've rambled too much already. If you have a snake that's not eating, please, think about giving this a try. As a supplement, but right before you go to the next step, which is taking them to the vet if you need to. Because I'll be honest, we probably had about 2 to 3 weeks of trying this before that snake was going to the vet. Like, it wasn't going to be long because we were getting to the concern point. So
and it actually, like you said, it timed out very well because our vet that we like to go to is an hour away from us, and they have like an almost a month waiting period. So that was where we were getting to the point like, okay, listen, it's been too long. The percentage of body weight's down to a point that we're not happy with. Let's go ahead and make the appointment because we're going to need it, in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And you came across that video.
Dude,
I don't know if it was a new video or if you were just like,
it was
hey,
a,
look,
it was a new. I think it was
Google's
a new
listening
video.
to us as normal, and we heard it. But whatever the case, you found it, and it was pretty good. Pretty good that you did.
Yeah. So great, good timing. All right. So I think that's it. Just again, Da Vinci Bella. If you ever want to look them up, if you ever have a snake not eating, please take a chance to look at them. You can watch videos ahead of time to see if it's something you think you're comfortable with using. But I would say we are. Billy said I think, and I'm quoting, not quoting exactly, but I think he has like an 80% success rate with it or something around there. You can watch his video to see. Right now we're at 100% success rate, 1 for 1. So
that works.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If you have a snake that's a trouble feeder for you, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Oh, before I do that, Holly, anything to add?
Just as a reminder, it's called Da Vinci's
You can.
Growth, Breeding, and Prime Conditioning Formula for Snakes and Lizards.
Yep. You want to search for Da Vinci Boa.
See, is it going to pick you up? Yes, it is. Yes, Da Vinci Boa. We had to purchase through Facebook.
Yeah, we bought it through Facebook. All right. Anything else?
No, just wanted to put that out there so that we weren't
All
just
right.
like talking about this random old medicine bottle and you're like, what was it called again?
All right. So, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.